Why don't we introduce ourselves? Starting with me, I'm Drew Baldwin. I run Tubefilter. We've been covering the creator economy, the business of the creator economy, for almost 20 years. We do the Streamy Awards. We also have a data analytics tool called Gospel Stats. So inside and out, I've been in this world for half my life. Anyway, so let's start with Merrick. Why don't you introduce yourself, say a little bit about who you are and what you do.
All right. Hey, everyone. My name is Merrick Hanna. I am a short-form content creator. My content is mostly dancing, visual effects, skits, and I got my start as an actor and dancer in Hollywood.
Welcome.
Hi, my name is Carrington. I'm a creator, like a personality comedy creator, and I'm also an artist, and I've been doing it since 2021, and yeah.
He's also the #1 creator on Red Note.
Red Note, yeah.
Which actually is that substantiated? Is that a substantiated fact?
No, that's factually very incorrect.
You can just take the title, though. Yeah. Hi, everyone. My name is Charly Jordan. I am a lifestyle and travel video content creator, and I also DJ and make music. I'm an artist as well, and I've been making content since 2017.
Welcome.
Hi, guys. My name is Mikey Bustos. I have 4 YouTube channels. One is a Filipino comedy channel, so I do funny skits and funny parodies. I also have a vlogging channel, which is a lifestyle, so traveling and all of that. I have a music channel. I'm a singer. I was a finalist on Canadian Idol. And my largest channel, which is so random, is called Ants Canada.
Ants Canada.
Yeah, which is, it's basically narrating the stories of ants and insects and other creatures in a very big tank, in like a Game of Thrones type cinematic way.
Yeah, I know, but it's the most compelling drama you'll ever see, and it's ants. Mikey and Merrick are both Streamy Award nominees and winners?
I never won.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
For both years.
maybe next year. Sorry.
I lost to Martha Stewart. I didn't win.
But it's an honor to be nominated.
Which is cool.
Look, I'll never get nominated. Okay, well, this isn't Ask Me Anything, so who has the first question? Don't be shy. I see a question over here. And listen, you can direct these questions individually to
You have
all
to
of
say
us,
who you are
or
and where you're from.
Hello, everyone. I know most of you. I'm Cosette from New York.
Cosette, we love you.
My question is towards everyone. As creators, a lot of times we find these lulls where we're pigeonholed into one type of content. I'm curious if you guys have ever felt that, and if so, what is your best advice for getting out of it and expanding your style of content a bit?
Okay, if you do feel pigeonholed ever, and how do you get out of that pigeon's hole?
Go ahead. I guess I'm starting.
Yeah, no, whoever. But yeah,
Okay.
you seem like you're eager and ready.
Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah, I definitely have felt pigeonholed into a kind of content before. I think there was a period in like 2021 where the only content I did was dance content.
Yeah.
And it was working, it was fun.
It was amazing.
But at a certain point, I started to get a little bit burned out, and I thought it would be great if I could try something else. And I think what most creators experience when they try something new is like, lower views, but it's definitely worth it to push through that. Because then when you have multiple kinds of content, it's the diversity is good enough.
What did you do?
So I just went on a whim, experimented with visual effects content and skits, and yeah, initially it did not work at all because my audience expected dance content.
Yeah.
But I just kept at it, and now it's it's a content that people like on my page.
Yeah, I mean, your
definitely
VFX,
worked,
that's part of your bio. It's who you are now. I mean, so it's interesting.
Yeah.
But
it's just that initial period of pain where views kind of dip, but you just push through that, and it typically works. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm a very big advocate for when something works on social media that you do it over and over again, and you can do iterations of it. And I think that can naturally pigeonhole yourself doing that, but
sure.
you're optimizing for people to like the video. It's getting a lot more views and a lot more engagement, and you're growing your name from doing a certain type of video. And I think it's good to ride those out to really milk trends and things that you've started. I've started lots of things, but when I don't let that be the only thing that I do for a too long of a time, because then you will, pigeonhole yourself into a niche or whatever kind of videos you're making. So I think you milk it, you do stuff that works, you do it over and over again. But I think someone earlier brought up a point that when you're up there and you're climbing, it's still good to, when you're having big moments, to then differentiate and do other different types of content and stuff. That I like stuff that if something is more virality focused, doing something that's more personality focused in tandem with those videos, so people are getting the entertainment from it, but they're still getting good repertoire with you, and because you're only going to be put in as much of a pigeonhole as you allow yourself to be put in.
Yeah, and to kind of piggyback off of that, to avoid that pigeonhole, you also don't want to just drastically switch your content. Like if you feel pigeonholed, you can't just completely stop making what you're making and start something else. Sprinkling that new content in there, like doing something that has worked before and then posting something new and doing that every other video is very important. But it's really just about pushing past that low engagement too. I feel like people get super nervous and scared when they're used to their videos performing really well. They change things way too fast, and it's just you can really introduce anything to your audience if you introduce it the right way, introduce it correctly and slowly. It'll always do well, and it's just about doing what you love.
Okay, but Charly, you're like a super multi-hyphenate. You're like a DJ, actress, model.
I feel like I've had a lot of
entrepreneur.
experience with people trying to pigeonhole me just in social media, and I managed to branch out into having a residency at the
Did you
WAM
do that
in Excess.
sequentially, or were you always, you're just like out the gate, you're like, I'm a DJ, actress, model, entrepreneur, boom.
No, out the bat, I just made travel videos, and I was in the content houses in LA, so people really pigeonholed me into that social media space. But out of COVID, I wanted to DJ, and I just slowly sprinkled that content in there through lives. And also transitioning into a new industry was very difficult. Nobody took me seriously. I feel like that's a common issue with influencers, creators in general.
For sure.
But yeah, I was able to branch over into the music space successfully and have a residency and then acting as well. And people were really shocked when they first saw it and not super happy either. Sometimes people can be upset and feel like you're not deserving of those things as well.
For sure.
So outside of just the specific type of content, also what you do as a person, people kind of care about, and they want to see the same thing as well. And it's just about not letting people put you in a box.
For sure.
So I deal with pigeonholing every day. So can you imagine if you saw Sir David Attenborough doing comedy or releasing a serious album?
Or singing, singing.
Right?
Yeah.
Or let's say, who's your favorite artist, doing comedy or suddenly talking about bugs. So I've just kind of accepted that you will be pigeonholed. I try to keep the personalities separate. It's just a matter of pushing through. And when the content really succeeds, eventually the audiences find each other and they're like, hey, did you know that guy is actually that guy who is also actually that guy? It's kind of neat. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is a long answer. Thank you. Great responses. I think there's two sides to that question. One is like, how do I do more than the pigeonhole for the audience perspective, but also as a creator, you get tired of the pigeonhole too. Like you need to have your creative journey too, and you're not just serving the views or the algorithm. You have to really be motivated as an artist and as a creative person to continually evolve. And I think your audience will join you on that journey, or they won't, and you'll separate the wheat from the chaff that way. And they always come back around anyway, don't they? Next question. Oh, that was it. Just one and done. Boom.
Any more? There we go. I know who you are, but you're going to have to tell everyone who you are and which platform you work for.
Low key, it's an opportunity to promote yourself.
The best platform in the world, it's called Snapchat.
Yeah.
No, just kidding. The question I have, actually, you guys are amazing creators and have had amazing journeys. How are you thinking about AI? Now, there's obviously how it helps in creating content, the scripting, image generation. But do you guys feel it's going to reach a stage where it might even, with avatars and stuff, will it be a threat? Or do you guys feel it could be something that's an opportunity? How are you thinking about it? as you think about the next few years and not just the next video?
AI, trap or opportunity?
I never really feel like any of the AI stuff is ever like threatening, just because there's enough viewership and eyes and likes to go around. It's not like there's this small pool of engagement and people that can mess with you online. It's so many people, so it will just people will naturally fall into enjoying AI things, or people really dislike it and they never want to see that. And I think that it's going to be a world where, it already is, where you can enjoy both of it. And if you hate it, you can hate it or whatever. But out on the creator side of that, I think it's good to always try and optimize yourself and your business as much as you can. But I think in terms of creatively, especially in terms of people online right now, it's very frowned upon and looked at as very lazy and things like that. So being conscientious of that and not just seeing it as oh, this is an easy way to do this, so now this is the only way I'm going to, post anything online. But maybe you can use it in the back end to help you, structure things around your business.
I think right now it's more of a tool, but soon it'll get big enough to become a threat. I mean, any artist can already feel that they're encroaching into our club. It's a new species, and eventually they're going to get really, really good at creating art and mimicking human art. So I always tell artists to release your art now that we're in the age of human art, because soon that's going to be a dying kind of art form, I think. I mean, I would love to be positive and think AI won't replace us, but it just looks like we're creating an omnipotent being.
It's definitely interesting, for sure, and it could become that, but I definitely think it's more of a tool. I think this is one of the kind of adapt or fall behind situations where you just have to learn how to use it to your advantage, and learn how to use it in your content. People are even using it in music. It's being used across the board with everything. Sora is the video app, right? Obviously, that will be virtually indistinguishable at some point, and then Suno is for music. There's a decent amount of AI, and I've been asking a lot of people in my space if they're using it, and most people that are very successful are already utilizing it and applying it to everything that they're doing. So I think it's moving fast, and it will be virtually indistinguishable at some point, but I don't think that it will ever actually fully replace human art, hopefully.
I think for the kind of content that I make, and for personality content, I don't think it's an immediate threat. I think for maybe some faceless channels, it is. I have some very strong opinions about generative AI, but I think that AI is a very large umbrella, and there are some kinds of AIs that are very useful tools to what I do. Yeah. I'm a visual effects artist, and so I use AI for rotoscoping, which is the process of cutting people out. I use it for image infill, like the Photoshop remove people tool. I think that generative AI, where people use it as the product instead of a method to get there, I think is not good, and people shouldn't do. But I don't think it's an immediate threat for personality kinds of content creators.
It's up to us to use it responsibly as well, and that's going to come down to people not abusing it, which we'll see.
I think there's some great points here, because I think the question always is about output and results. How is generative AI threatening the business sustainability of the creative community? But also, how is generative AI a threat to the creative process, as a temptation, as a way to shortcut, right? I think in the creative process, I think in the labor process of work, some of the busy work and some of the grind, eliminating that actually might be able to liberate a creative person to do more, right? I mean, think about how technology, the camera in your pocket versus a full rig, 30 years ago to produce something compelling and interesting, it's been able to facilitate, enable that. How can AI, agentic or any non-generative AI can be helpful, or maybe with ideation, generative can be, but this idea of, I think there's this fixation on output and result, but we have to also think about the whole idea of being a creative person in that process. how does AI represent a temptation and a threat to your creative process, and how does it represent an opportunity and an enhancement to your creative process by eliminating some of the roadblocks and some of the, cost and just some of the grind, right? Though sometimes like working hard on something is fun and rewarding in of itself, but sometimes it's just like, are you kidding me? You have to like pixel out everything. And when someone has hair like Carrington, like, you know how hard it is to like rotoscope your hair, bro? Damn. No one's gonna be able to fake that. Next question, please.
We have a question from the front. Oh, two questions from the front. Bina was first.
Oh, let's go.
Hi, Bina Gupta from Innovation Hong Kong, Innovation Asia. I'm here to learn, and I'm really amazed with all the audiences that you've built. And my question is really from the creative aspect with all these audiences that you're building. Are you passionate about any causes or impacts on society? And what are you doing to help drive your audiences for a good cause?
Okay, so a question I think, if I can summarize, is you've built these extraordinarily engaged audiences. How are you leveraging those audiences for good? Do you have any causes or any purpose behind some of the work you do?
Yeah, this is something that I'm super passionate about. When I first got into this space in 2017, it was very early on, and I had the incredible opportunity to be able to work with tourism boards all over the world.
What was it called?
Tourism boards, just from different countries.
Oh, okay.
So I would work with tourism boards to, mostly in third world or developing countries to help promote tourism, because that's ultimately what ends up boosting their economy at the end of the day. So I went to so many developing countries all over the world, and that was an incredible experience. And then I got to start working with nonprofits that I enjoyed working with, like Operation Underground Railroad, which is an anti-sex trafficking ring. It's Navy SEALs who go and bust sex trafficking rings. It's honestly such an incredible cause, and to be able to constantly promote that and push that through my content. The travel videos that I do, I push environmental causes. So I freedive with sharks, and I love being outside and in nature and talking about that, because I think that educating people on that is the only way that they're going to be in touch with it, especially in an age where everything is so digital. So I try to do lifestyle content that is extraordinarily difficult. Like, I'm not in a studio with lighting and all these perfect things and environments. Like, I'm out on a boat in the ocean filming underwater, which is exceptionally difficult, but it's amazing to be able to show animals and show the real world to people, because I think that that's what makes people have empathy for those things. So this is something that I'm very passionate about. I could talk about it forever, but now when I'm doing music, I'm not able to travel as much. I still donate, and I'm working on starting my own nonprofit at some point.
Yeah, actually, talking about animals, the Ants Canada channel is actually an edutainment channel. So, yes, I talk about ants warring with other ants and creatures eating each other. But at the heart of it, it's this series is called the Ecosystem Vivarium series. So I talk about ecosystems. I insert a lot of science in there, and it's really about conservation. Like, when the audiences, most of the people who are young, really, they learn about how all creatures are kind of connected, ecosystems. It makes them want to conserve, the biosphere. So, very important really to have a good cause for every channel you do. My music channel is to spread, the main message of my music channel is to follow your dreams, because before I became a YouTuber, I was actually a singer, and music is a dream I left behind 17 years ago that I'm picking up again. So that's bled into my music, and so it really is kind of the secret to doing well on YouTube anyway, to have like a bigger cause, like what you were saying.
Wait, Mikey. Okay.
Yes.
How old are you? No, you don't have to answer that. It's just like, you're like 17 years ago, I left my music career. I'm like,
yeah.
Bro, aren't you like 25?
No, I'm 44.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah.
See, it keeps you young.
Asian genes.
It keeps you, keeps you young. Just to follow up on that, in terms of like the motivation for creators to get involved in philanthropy, like the cynical side of me would say like, well, that's just like a play. It's like a play. It's some angle to get you more something, or isn't the work you're doing already fulfilling? So why are you adding this on? Like, it's super sus.
Why?
Well, I want to know, like, deep inside, what really motivates you about philanthropy? Does it feel like it's a responsibility that you have, or is it more just an opportunity that you have because you have this engaged audience? You're like, wow, I actually can do something because I have this audience, and you can see that you can really help people? Or is it more like, oh, I have this audience, I need to do something so that, people don't judge me? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like as a creator, like, it's easy to get like free points saying like certain things that it's going to rub people the right way. But I think that something that you also see a lot is a lot of performative things, a lot of performative activism and things like that, where it's like, people personally, this doesn't resonate with you personally. Why are you promoting that? And that's something that's just like, I don't know, it's weird to navigate as a creator, but I think we all are in like the entertainment space, and that's what we're doing online with our content. And I feel like for me personally, I think that there's what I love the most is just like human kindness and encouraging people to be themselves and encouraging people to empower themselves and be kind and spreading that message, because I think that that's like, if you can positively affect one person, then they can positively affect 100 other people, and that's just a domino effect. So I think for me, that's more, on a person-by-person basis, that just showing love, and if you can do something that's positive for someone else, it can affect a lot of people in a really big way.
Just to answer both of the questions, this one and the previous one, I've lost and had quite a few family members affected by cancer. And so I've done quite a lot of work with the charity Dancers Against Cancer, doing dance videos and music videos and whatnot with them. And I mean, honestly, it's just exciting knowing that I can actually like make a change with such a big platform. It just excites me. It's fun to do. And also, just in terms of, this is much less serious than Dancers Against Cancer, but the art form, the art that I do, dancing and visual effects, have gotten me through some very, rough periods of my life. And so another thing I've been doing is regular live streams where I try and teach people how to dance and how to do visual effects and different kinds of art. And walk them through step by step how to get into it and kind of encourage them to do that. And I don't know, it's helped me a lot. I hope it helps other people. Not as serious, but it's another thing I've been doing.
I think people are always going to speculate why you do things, but as long as you do it because you love it and because it's personal to you, exactly like that, that's all that matters.
Absolutely. So one last comment on that, because I think that was a devil's advocate question, but I think a lot of the reason why people have that perspective is because to become a creator, like the common denominator around all creators is that you have to take initiative. Like no one's forcing you to be a creator. And so there's this entrepreneurial initiative spirit in all creators where they can see that like they're one person that can affect so many people. And then it just becomes like part of your nature to want to improve the world and be in touch with humanity because you are doers. In your DNA, you're doers. That's why you're up here. I mean, the 20 years I've been interviewing creators, the one common denominator is each one of them has a fire within that they want to spread, right? And I think that's really, really what distinguishes creators from just any entertainer. Okay, what's the next question?
Just as a subtle, that's such an important session, topic, and thank you, Bina, for raising that. We also have a session tomorrow afternoon. Olivia has come in from CAA, and the session is called Creating for Good.
Yeah.
So please be here tomorrow afternoon and hear that. So thank you for that. I think Kiri's got a question. These two are, they're not planted. These two are the actual questions.
They're doers too.
We're real humans. Hi, I'm Carrie Sinclair. I'm in from Hong Kong. I'm helping Jasper with the PR for the event today. I think I've met a few of you. Congratulations on all you're doing, and both creating content that's real, but also content with a cause. Both are important. So my question to you, and this is a short, sweet answer, please, is what one person or experience has influenced you the most and made you who you are today? So to say it again, what one person or experience has influenced you the most to make you the person you are today?
So hard.
Surely the answer is Drew Baldwin.
Well, I would say I'm going to modify that just to not the most, but who has made a significant impact on who you are today.
I got it.
Okay.
My local YMCA dance teacher from when I was 8 years old, who inspired me to dance and learn how to perform.
Wow. Nice. Teachers. Anyone else want to take that? Someone or something that's had a very significant impact on shaping who you are?
I feel like I get inspired by so much all the time. I think I'm like always changing as a person, but I think something that's been really resonating with me the past year or so has been the phrase touching people's hearts, and how that, I don't know, that just is something powerful to me. I never really had heard that used and thought like, that is something that you could actually do. It just sounds like a movie thing, but then I think about, movies that I've watched or songs that I've listened to or people that I've spoken to that have just like really touched my heart, and I think that is something that inspires me a lot these days, because that's something that I would like to do as well.
Experience-wise, when I started this, I was homeless. That's something that sticks with me forever and is a huge part of the reason I did this. So going from, I was kicked out of my house when I was 17. My family's very religious. They didn't believe in what I was doing, and that shaped the rest of my life. Mm-hmm. Person who inspired me, I got to work with Seth MacFarlane this past 2 years. And he's an incredible director, and he just showed me a level of kindness that no one in Hollywood has professionally. So just genius. He has so many incredible shows and things that he's doing, and someone that successful gave me a little bit of hope, that there are good people. Because in the industry, it's very busy. People are moving all the time. So to be able to meet someone that successful, work with them closely, and be inspired by them is very special.
I grew up with the music of Michael Jackson. And he really inspired me because he was such a master at everything he did. The little nuances that you wouldn't even think have to do with music, he was very well aware of, and just a master at everything, all aspects of his art. And I think that kind of inspired me to do that in everything I do, whether it's like bugs or music or comedy even. And yeah, so MJ, rest in peace. You're the best.
All right. Can we take another question?
We have time for one more question.
We got one right over there.
I see an arm there.
I
see an arm there. I see an arm there.
There we go. They
These are great answers, by the way.
Here we go.
Just want to let you know this panel's
Who are
killing
you?
it.
Where are you from?
Hi, I'm Estella. I'm from Macau. I guess my question would be, how do you guys deal with criticism or feedback from your work? Thank you.
Ooh, how do you deal with criticism or negative
Haters.
feedback?
I love this question. Such a good question. Nice to see y'all again. Thanks for coming as well. I would say I like answering the question, how do you deal with haters or people who don't like you? Because I just think online, like, people don't like you in real life. Like, it doesn't really, online, you don't even notice it. But, like, there's people who don't like you in real life. You could feel that. Online, it's just stuff that you're reading. So just being aware that it's worse in real life. So like it's okay online. It's not so bad.
That's an interesting perspective.
Yeah, I think that it depends on the person, but I think when cancel culture started becoming a thing, it was much harder for me to deal with it. That like mass level of attack and attention. It can be pretty intense. But yeah, it's any time that I've had any experience like that or had friends, like no one says anything in real life ever. It's all on your phone. You might get some looks and some like weird stares, but that's about it. And that can be uncomfortable for sure when everybody knows your business. I think that's hard. And it's just about being secure in yourself, knowing who you are when those things are going down, because everybody will try to tell you who you are, what you believe, and who your character is, and knowing who that is yourself and having good people around you is super important.
If you don't know who you are, people will tell you who you are. So being sure of yourself, amidst all that.
Is there another side of that coin where you don't put too much stock also in the praise, or do you?
You do a really good job of like sticking to yourself, which I admire.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I don't know. I feel like I didn't really start doing social media stuff because I was super hungry to be like super duper famous. I just saw it as like an opportunity that gives me leverage in real life to do things that I'm excited about, and I can just share who I am in the meantime. And it's also a creative outlet for me to make jokes with my friends with, and create music and all that stuff. And it's yeah.
I like that.
I mean, hate affects everyone, and it takes a lot of practice to build like the mental fortitude to resist it. And even with that, like when I get a hate comment, it still stings. The best advice I can give is to just use the block and restrict button very liberally, and don't be afraid to just straight up turn off your comments if it's affecting you too much. That's not a form of like bending the knee to haters. That's a good tactic. But yeah, it's just different mindsets work for different people.
Yeah.
It just takes practice.
You don't have to
it sucks no matter what way you look at it.
You don't have to answer every knock on the door.
You said use the block button. Love that.
I actually released a song about this. It's called Cancel Me, now streaming on Spotify. I performed it last night, and really it's like, it helps you in the end. I mean, all publicity is good publicity. I once got canceled for a comment I made about BTS, and it was torture, but the secret is to just kind of like back off, not go online. Fame isn't for everybody. Everybody wants to be famous, but not everyone is built for it. So, it's like kind of like a survival of the fittest out here. The top creators have learned to deal with the hate, I guess. So, but yeah, it's just a matter of telling yourself that all publicity is good publicity.
What is that? A one more question, or is that a?
I have one more question.
Oh, good, because I was like, I don't want to end. This is
We
fun.
have time for
like
one
we're in a
more-
groove now,
Okay, no, this is me being selfish. This is my bat, my ball, so I get to ask the final question, right?
Fair enough.
Okay, we're going to go from hate to love. What have the four of you, and the five of you actually, loved the most about being in Macau?
There's QR codes on all of the trees. Has anyone seen that? I love
Oh, that's cool.
that every single tree and plant has a QR code of when the tree is blooming, what type of tree it is, when it's seasonal. It's incredible.
Wow.
That's my favorite.
I honestly just like walking down random streets, just getting lost and, experiencing all of the markets, and I mean the buildings are all so pretty, and just randomly stumbling across a garden in the middle of the city. It's just been, I don't know, just adventuring and exploring has been so much fun.
I really like the people. I didn't even know that I could reach people out here, but just walking around and meeting people, and also even people who I don't know from online. Everyone's just like super nice out here, and also everyone speaks English with a super American accent, which has been really, really surprising. No one told me that, but yeah, I really like meeting the people. I liked meeting y'all, and I liked meeting everyone else. I mean, it's really been great.
Yeah, the people, the Macanese people have been amazing. Surprisingly, a lot of Filipinos here.
Okay.
Holy, my whole hotel, they're all Filipino. It's really, really cool. Yeah, I almost feel at home. And the food is really great here in Macau.
The egg bites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to mention
Those
the
tarts.
food. Right? You've got to mention the food.
Yeah, of course.
Lord
that's
Stowe's
hard.
egg bites? Yeah.
I
really
got
good.
here last night, probably around like 9 o'clock, and I've enjoyed each of the 30,000 calories I've eaten since in the last 20 hours. It's been amazing, actually. But yeah, I would have to say more than anything, the people I've met so far have just been extraordinarily interesting and interested in what I have to contribute. And I think it's an extraordinary place here. Everyone's very happy. There's no surprise that it has one of the longest life expectancies in the world here in Macau. Yeah, and it's one of the most dense population, or is the most dense population of any region in the world. And despite that, it has the longest life expectancy. So they're on to something down here. And I don't think it's just the weather and the food. I think it's the people, too.
Very good. Well, I'm afraid we have run out of time for this. But thank you, Drew, for looking after. What an insightful session. Amazing
panel.
stuff. So thank you, Mikey, Charly, Merrick, and Carrington. Brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Drew.
Thank you.